All right, I'm going to explain to you how we do goal setting for fourth grade math. So first thing we do is when I get the data back, we actually use our data board that's right back there. It has 4 bars for below basic, approaching, on track, and mastery. And I shared the score with with each student, and they put their class number on each proficiency level. So we did it for benchmark 1, so they were able to see if they made movement as far as proficiency levels then. We then, after everybody has done that, we come together, whole group, and we talk about what strategies could we use that would help us improve our score for benchmark 3. So I take all of their ideas, I put them in a Google form, I do it with all 3 classes. Then I pare those down a little bit because some of them sound the same, and I give them a menu of strategies to use from. So again, this is their ideas. They will be picking 2 strategies that they will use to help improve their benchmark 3. One being IXL. And then, so what I do with the IXL with these papers, these are the ones that go home, but I like to use them too. I look and see what specific skills they might have scored a 1 on or a 2 on, and I write that on their goal sheet, and those are the skills that they focus on IXL. Then they choose one other one that they need to work on too. I had another one this morning that wanted to put 3, and I agreed with both of those. So she actually had 3 strategies instead of 2. Sorry, my students are taking an assessment right now, but I am going to be pulling students over to have the goal setting conversations with them. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we are going to look at the goals that you set for benchmark 2 and see if we reached those. Okay. So you've been given your paper that actually shows them their benchmark 1 score and their proficiency level in 2. So we're just checking in on their goals to see if they made it or not. So did we make our goals this time?
I think 1. I did do 1.
Well, you did learn a lot. That's very good. So
I did 1.
Oh, you did IXL a lot.
And 2.
And you did 2. So you've done both. You've done your strategies. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at, so it looks like we didn't reach our goal this time. So we're going to look at our goals and set a reasonable goal for benchmark 3. Okay? So what you are going to do is, so last time, Elizabeth, you said my goal is to reach on track on benchmark 2. You were literally 2 questions away from being on track. So that's amazing. So we want to keep reaching for that goal. You can keep the same goal, or if there's something else you'd like to add to it, you can do that. So Connor, it looks like on your goal, you had set a percentage to get higher on the benchmark, so you didn't quite reach that this time. Okay. So think about on benchmark 3, on benchmark 2, you two scored the same, a 63%. What do you think would be a reasonable goal for you this time? So on your paper, we're going to use pens because this is like a contract, okay? And you are going to use the sentence stem, my goal for benchmark 3 is. So if you'll write that and then write your goal, and I'll check in on you. I don't think that one works. I think someone had tried that earlier. So Connor, what do you think is going to be a reasonable goal for you?
Reach 80%.
I agree with that because that's where you about were last time, and that should be on track this next time. So you did drop a little, but we added more standards. But I think that's a reasonable goal because that's near where you scored the first time.
A little. I dropped.
Well, you dropped 21%. But let's now talk about strategies that's going to help you. So we had discussed that everybody's first strategy is going to be IXL, and then I'm going to use those papers to tell you what skills, okay, that you specifically need to work on. But then look at the other strategies and see what you think that you
What if you don't really
you
do
would do
Excel?
it.
What if you don't really do Excel?
So hang on one second. We've got to get your goal first. Okay. So what's your goal for benchmark 3? What are you going to say?
Get to at least 80.
Okay. I think that's a big jump. I'm
think
wondering. Well, here, let's do this. Let's on track. At least on track. I agree with that. TRACK. Alright, so remember, I know you said that you tend to practice math facts and do some other things for your strategy. I would like you to put IXL for the first one so we can look at those specific skills. Okay? I agree with that second one. Focus, steering, whole group. So it's in pen. It's ironclad. Okay?
I need to sleep.
So, Connor, looking at your different areas of math, I look and see which ones may be a 1 or a 2 that we need to practice. So, well, that's we all need practice with that, don't we? So, if you will. Okay, so looking at your skills, sorry we had to pause there. It looked like, well, it's okay. So it looks like area and perimeter, division, which we all need more practice with, and factor pairs. So I'm going to write those down here just so we know those are the skills that you're going to make priority. So when you get on IXL, these are the skills I want you to practice first, okay? All right. If you'll put that in your folder, you are finished. Okay. Well, we're going to pass them from class to class. All right. So go ahead and pick your second strategy. And then I'll let you know your skills.
I don't really use IXL because it's not really good.
Well, that's what we're going to work on during MTSS too, finding what works for you with using that. Okay?
It works better for me to do stuff on paper than on
Well, do you know what we can do? I can print those skills for you.
Can you,
okay?
for me?
I can do that as well too. I agree too with computers that sometimes it's hard for me to focus. All right, what other?
I don't think I need that. I think
Okay, you're good. You can go, sir.
What do we do after
I'm
we
here.
finished everything? I've done everything.
Okay, so be a problem solver and look at what can I do now. I agree with that. I think you need to work on showing strategies.
Can we use one of the? Can
Yes.
We do one of them?
Yes.
Can we do cool math?
This is real life. So you chose showing strategies. I agree with that because sometimes when I look at your work in class, you're showing strategies, but on the benchmark, yes. All right. So on your IXL, let me look. What you need to work on is that multiplicative.
I only got one. That's good.
Yeah, multiplicative comparison. So that skill is recommended in IXL. So that's the one I want you to focus on first. And we'll work on getting some of those practices on paper too. Okay? All right. Thank you, ma'am. If you'll put this back in your folder, then you are good to go. Okay, I'm just going to show you 2 more students. We have is Lily and Serenity. So I want you to take a look at your goal from last time and see if you made your goal.
I forgot what I got.
Oh, I'm sorry. On your papers, on your top. So benchmark 1 is here and benchmark 2 is here. So did you reach your goal?
Right there.
So did you meet your goal?
Where is it?
Right here, honey. My goal is to reach on track. Did you reach your goal? You did. So very good. So both of you moved from approaching to on track. So that's amazing. So we want to keep that going. Okay. So you can. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new goal for benchmark 3. Okay. So I have the sentence stem here. My goal for benchmark 3 is. And so you're going to write that here. Okay. So think about a reasonable goal. So you've made it to on track. We don't want to lose that.
Maybe to like go mastery 85 or 71 to 85.
Okay. Okay. So what would your goal be?
To try to get mastery.
Okay.
What do I have to write?
Right, here's the sentence stem. My goal for benchmark 3 is.
Let me take this off.
And after you write that, remember we're choosing 2 strategies. Your first one is going to be IXL, right? And I'm going to share with you skills that you're going to work on there based on your benchmark. And then I want you to choose one more that's going to help you best reach that goal. Okay? Okay.
I didn't know we had a benchmark.
We do. It's actually at the end of February.
I thought that.
Okay.
I thought we had benchmark 1, benchmark 2, and then that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Well, we get to practice one more time, so that's great. All right, so if you'll put IXL on that first strategy. Okay. Okay. Right. So choose one more, and then I'm going to let you know the skills.
I'm already here.
Yes. So some of these may not be for you.
Probably just math.
Practice math facts. I think, even though you did very well, I think knowing those math facts, knowing that we use them with multi-digit multiplication, division, area and perimeter, I think that's a good strategy for you.
When are we
Yes.
going to be carrying around our blue folders?
When after we all goal set, yeah.
I thought we were through. Oh, okay. So
All
after
right.
today, like tomorrow?
Well, it'll depend because I don't know if I'm going to get done with everybody
Oh, yeah,
today, but
because
we
some
should be
people
done.
aren't- Some people aren't here.
Yes, some people aren't here. All right, so it looks like Serenity. On yours, you only got a 1 and 1 standard, and that is with division. So when you practice on IXL, that's what I want you to focus on first. Okay, doesn't mean you can't practice the others because we still need to keep those skills sharp, but division is one I want you to focus on. Okay?
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why did I practice with the bench?
Big- I know you are, but according to the benchmark, this skill got a level 1. 4 is the best. Okay, and then 1 is you need more practice. So, what do you think? So, this showed division, so we'll make sure that we're keeping that sharp. What other skill do you think that you might need to practice?
Times. I don't know a lot of my times.
Okay, so we'll add that to your IXL skills too. Okay. All right, if you'll put that back in your folder and put both these sheets, you are good to go.
I don't know which one of these I should do.
I'm wondering, rereading questions. I know you do that, but I think that's going to help you understand those word problems, those contexts a little bit better.
Here, I'll